Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Elizabeth Wamberg. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you are new here. Today, we're talking about how other people act. That's information about them, not you. Okay, so this basically is this idea that when we understand this, it helps us not internalize other people's behavior as being something wrong with us. Okay, so this is a really hard lesson for a lot of people, including me. It's something I've had and continue to have to work on a lot in my life. It's a lesson that we have to revisit over and over again. It's the lesson that we have to look at in different ways. Maybe we didn't think like, um, okay, I understand it in this way, but not this way in my life. So it is a universal law that applies to a lot of situations in our lives, a lot of interactions we have. But it's just, again, it's a really good affirmation just to even start with. So just reminding ourselves how other people act, that's information about them, not me. Okay, so on the very basic level, this means that it can be really tempting and it's encouraged in our society, and it's affirmed in a lot of the ways we interact with the world, right? To understand, okay, well, this person treated me this particular way, so that means something about me. Okay, and so this helps us kind of untangle that and understand that how other people act, again, is information about them, not about you. Okay, and so again, when you understand this and when you embody it, it helps you not internalize other people's behavior towards you. And so what this can help us do is, someone treats us a certain way and we believe it's all because of me, or I did something to deserve that, or, this can go into a lot of victim blaming that we have a lot in our culture, which is not helpful, of course. But so we think it's actually, oh, well, I did something to provoke that. I did something to deserve that. If they loved me more, they wouldn't do this or whatever, whatever, whatever. And we make it about us so much when it's always so much more about them than about us. And this is also true for people acting in like a kind way towards us and a not so kind way towards us. But the lesson usually for most of us is not internalizing someone's harmful or not kind or not nice behavior about us. But it also is true for people who do treat us in these kind ways, which I'll get to in a little bit. But in general, how other people act towards us, how other people treat us, it's always about them, not you. And this is, again, it kind of helps us to not take things so personally, even if it feels very personal. And so, maybe you're like, well, how can that be true? This person is like specifically focused on me, specifically treated me this way, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just remember, everyone has their own free will. Everyone operates from their own level of consciousness. Everyone operates from their own level of self-awareness. Everyone has their own level of how they understand and exist in the world. And if you can understand that about yourself and believe that about yourself, right? I'm sure there's something that your consciousness has expanded, your self-awareness has expanded from at least one point in your life, one area in your life. So if you believe that's true about yourself, then you have to believe that that's true about other people. But the ego wants to make us special. The ego wants us to make us the exception. It wants to separate us. It wants to constantly rank us as, well, this is like this, but this isn't, or this is better than this, or this isn't. Okay. And sometimes that's true for certain things. But in this scenario, okay, if we can understand that people operate from their own level of consciousness, including yourself, if you can understand that about yourself, then you have to understand that about everyone else too. Okay. And so to understand that on the personal level and how that applies to this concept of how other people acting being information about them, just think about, a very small example. When you're in a good mood for whatever reason, you're having a really good day, you just wake up on the right side of the bed, the sun shining, if you like the sun, okay, maybe if you like the rain, it's raining out and you love it. But for whatever reason, you're just having one of those days where you're just in a good mood and you just feel really good. And on those days, it's really easy for us to be a little more kind, be a little more forgiving, maybe let someone go ahead of us in traffic when we normally wouldn't, or, just not react to as many things as we would have in general, right? So when we're in that good mood, and then when we're not having like the best day, or when we don't feel like in the best mood, right? It's really easy for us to get angry a little quicker. It's really easy for us to not have as much patience for other people around us. It's really easy to judge someone a little bit more. It's really easy to like not believe in the goodness and abundance of God and the earth, right? And so that's life. And so again, you can just understand, just holding those two different dynamics within yourself, you can already see the difference between how you would act, even if it was the exact same days, the exact same situations, but your mood is adding a different dynamic either way. And obviously, of course, I'm never talking about like thinking your way out of an unhealthy, abusive, toxic situation, right? Sometimes we do have to change the environment, but this is just in general in your day-to-day life, when we all have this feeling of like, we've all felt what it feels like to be in a really good mood. No one can say anything to me. I don't care what you say. I'm just going to go out and have fun. It's going to be a great day. And we've all had those days where it's like, wow, nothing's going right. I just don't feel the best. I don't feel like I'm in a good mood. I don't feel happy. I don't feel joyous. I don't feel, whatever. And so if we can understand that in ourselves, again, like we don't out-human other humans. All humans have the same human experience, the same operating system at our core. And so if you can understand that about yourselves, then again, you have to believe that that's true about other people. And so if you believe that's true about other people, like I said in the beginning of the video, the ego wants to make everything so personal and make it be like, oh my God, if this person loved me more, they would treat me differently, or they would treat me, there must be something wrong with me that they're acting like this, right? But if we think back to the example I just gave, when you're in a good mood, right? Maybe you let someone go in front of you in traffic, and then on the exact same day or a different day, the exact same thing could have happened, and you let someone go, or someone cuts you off in traffic. And so the day you're in a good mood, you're like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. And then the day you're in a bad mood, you're like, want to cuss them out and fight them and do all this stuff, right? So, the ego wants to make it so personal. It's like, oh, it's something I did. It's something blah, 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 whatever. But just remember, like, those people are in their own level of consciousness. They're in their own level of awareness. They're in their own little bubble of how they're existing. And so therefore, how they're showing up and engaging with you and treating you, that's about them and not you. Okay. Now, so an example like that could be, someone is having a bad day, and so they like say something mean to you in passing because they're feeling bad about themselves. Whereas someone who's in a good mood, someone who gives you a compliment, right? That's information about them too. It's just that they are not projecting some of these negative emotions out. Whereas someone who, gives a rude remark might be having a little bit of a different day than that. So both of those are information about them and not about you. Okay. And so, for example, like if someone forgets your birthday, or if someone throws a really amazing party for you for your birthday, if someone talks over you, or if someone really wants to listen and hold space for you, if someone tries to manipulate you, or someone lets you be yourself without boundaries, right? They're all doing that because of the person that they are, not who they are, not who you are. And it can really feel like, oh, well, they only treat me this particular way. Again, the ego really wants to make that personal and really make it be like, oh, it's because of you. Okay. But it's just like, it can feel really personal. And again, I'm not dismissing like I'll get to this, but we're not dismissing the discomfort or upset or if it feels bad. But healthy, whole people don't go around just like saying rude things to people for no reason, right? Healthy people don't just go around like, wanting to fight everyone they see for no reason. Okay. So even if you're the only one who it looks like they're doing that to, just remember that that is still information about them and not you. Okay. And, even if someone, like I was saying, even if someone did do something malicious on purpose to you, even if they whatever, right? You have to remember that people who are healthy and loving and whole, like they don't act in those ways. Now, obviously, of course, if you if you provoke someone, or if you do this, whatever, and then they respond in like retaliation, that's a different conversation. But in general, we're just talking about, how people treat you in like pretty neutral, normal situations with that. And even, how people approach conflict is information about them and how they operate within themselves, and the level of consciousness, their level of awareness, their level of self. All of that is information about them and where they're at versus you. And obviously there are certain people that are on the same level with you, or in the same patterns as you, that are a fit, that match together, that do that. And then some people aren't. And so again, even that isn't personal. And so again, I just want to clarify, like I said a little bit ago, knowing all of this, okay, and understanding, okay, that's information about them and not me. That doesn't mean that people don't do things that hurt you. People don't do things that you condone, like you're not condoning someone treating you like this, or that, sometimes you have to end certain relationships. Sometimes you have to have different boundaries with different people, so you still have to adjust to the behavior, right? It's not just like you're suddenly okay with everything because you can understand it's about them. So that's not what I'm saying at all here. We still should protect yourself and honor your energy and do all of that. But it just means you don't have to take things as personally and internalize it as something being wrong with you. Okay, there are plenty of people who want to treat you in a loving, healthy, kind way. They want to just care for you as you are. They want to hold space for you as you are. They don't want to manipulate you. They don't want to change you. They don't want to whatever. Okay, so just remembering like how it's just an affirmation I say to myself all the time, like how this person is acting is information about them, not me. This doesn't mean anything about me. I didn't do anything to deserve this behavior, right? It's just remembering that people are operating from their own level of awareness, and they usually speak to people from their own limitations and from their own beliefs, and from how they speak to themselves is like what comes out into the world as well. So remembering, how other people act, information about them, not you. Don't internalize it. Don't make someone's bad behavior mean something about you, because most of the time it does not. Okay, that's everything I have for you. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. If you ever want any more information about me, all that is linked below. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.